Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying this series, and we are back with another episode now. In today's episode of MLS teams in England, Real Salt Lake have been placed into the Barclays Premier League. So, if you're new, basically what this series is, we take a different MLS club in each episode, we're just going in alphabetical order, and we just place them into the Premier League using the swap feature that you can do between leagues, and then we just simulate 4 seasons, and at the end of each of those 4 seasons, we just look at the table and check out how well they did in that season. So it's just kind of to see, I don't know, like what level is the MLS really at, like when compared to the Premier League and stuff like that. So it was just a fun thing that I randomly thought of doing, like in October or something, and I started doing that series. So again, I hope you're enjoying, and if you're wondering why I'm Sunderland or whatever, I'm just a random team each time and not the team that I'm actually placing in the Premier League. I don't know, I just randomly, I just put the team in the Premier League, I swap them in, but then I just pick a random different team that I technically become manager of. I don't know why, I just feel like doing that. Because, really, if I were the manager of, in this episode, Real Salt Lake, for example, they wouldn't be making any transfers if I'm simulating through the season. And obviously, that wouldn't be fair to them, because they're already at a disadvantage, because I think it's pretty obvious that the Premier League is a higher quality league than the MLS. So, or I guess the proper grammatical way of saying it is just MLS, not the MLS, but whatever. The Premier League is obviously higher quality than MLS, and they would be at an even bigger disadvantage if they couldn't make any transfers because I was the manager just simulating through everything. So if I'm a manager of a different club, then yeah, the club I'm managing has a disadvantage because they can't make transfers, but whatever, because they're not really the team in focus, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, Real Salt Lake, or whatever team we're doing in a particular episode, can make transfers and stuff as we go to make their team stronger, give them a better chance of survival. And yeah, so that's why I don't manage the team that I put in the league, so that's why I'm Sunderland today. And if you're wondering why I'm Barack Obama, I just make a random name that pops into my head. I just make that my name as a manager. I don't know, I just do random stuff because I'm a weird person. But yeah, that's that out of the way. Let's get into the actual episode now. Okay, we have reached the end of the season, and they finished rock bottom, dead last. Yeah, they did not do too well. And for once in this series, Leicester City have not been relegated. I don't know why they always get relegated in this series. Like the last few times, they've been in like 19th or 20th. Like every single time these last like 4 episodes in a row or something. Finally, they didn't get relegated. But anyways, that has nothing to do with what we're focusing on. The real focus is Real Salt Lake, and they did not do too well, only scoring 29 goals from 38 games, conceding 67, that's the most in the league, I'd assume, yes. They only got 22 points, they also had a minus 38 goal difference. Only 4 wins. Not very good. Hopefully they can improve next season in the championship. Alright, so it looks like they did do a bit better. They only missed out on a playoff spot by 2 points. Sheffield Wednesday finished 6th, and Real Salt Lake were just 2 points behind them in 7th place. They had a better goal difference than Sheffield Wednesday. They didn't score as many goals, but they didn't concede as many either. They actually conceded a lot less than most of the teams. I think they have the 3rd best defensive record in the not in the Premier League, in the Championship. So they actually did pretty well. They had a pretty decent season. Again, they finished 7th. They just barely missed out on a playoff spot. But obviously, if they did finish 6th, they most likely wouldn't have gotten through anyway, because usually when you're in 6th place, you don't end up getting promoted. Because they would have had to go through a very strong Cardiff City, and then either QPR or Hull City, who are also very strong teams. So I doubt they would have gotten promoted had they finished 6th, but there's always a chance, you never know. So anyways, they did just barely miss out on a playoff spot. And in the final season, they actually finished 14th. So they almost made the playoffs last time, but I guess maybe some players retired or players left, or maybe they just had a bad season in general. But it didn't go too well. They only scored 46 goals in 46 games. Conceded 58, minus 12 goal difference. Only got 54 points this time. 13 wins, 15 draws, 18 losses. Not the best. Again, they're still mid-table, so they actually did better than I expected, to be honest. I guess there must be a mid-table championship side, according to FIFA. So, yeah, congratulations to Real Salt Lake. You did better than most teams so far. And, yeah, I have a feeling if we did another season, maybe they'd drop down to like 20th or something, but maybe not. But yeah, according to FIFA, Real Salt Lake are a mid-table championship quality side. So again, congratulations, you have done better than than a lot of other MLS teams. So anyways, that'll be it for this episode, and I will see you all very soon for the next one. And it will be the San Jose Earthquakes.